Yep. You enjoy them. More, it's more sugar than I will ever need. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. I will eat one. I will eat one only. Because I am not going to eat a whole bunch of sugar. I will eat one piece. That's it, just one piece. Yeah, I will eat. There's what? Four in that little box thing. There's four pieces in there. Five. Okay. You will eat four, and I will eat one. Okay. So if there's four in there, I will eat one, and you will eat three. If there's four in the box, you will eat three of them, and I will eat one. I'm not going to eat a whole bunch of sugar. I'm going to get up, and this thing's going to fall over on me. Nope. Stay still this time around. Fingers. Do what? Um, I ate. Um, I ate. One of the things I got was these peanut butter and jelly. Like it's like a croissant. And actually, here's the thing is is peanut butter and jelly, like a peanut butter and jelly croissant. It has peanut butter and strawberry jelly in it. So I mean, this is just the package it was in. So I ate one of these a while ago. So there was six of them in the box. So I ate one of them. I'll keep two more for myself, and then I'll take the other three over to Charlie tomorrow because he couldn't go with me because he was going to go but he had his grandchildren, and they weren't going to be leaving until tomorrow, so he couldn't go with me this time. So I told him, I said, well, you know, whatever, of all the stuff that I got, whatever, that I don't, want to keep, I'll just take it over to him. Like I said, I got a big 10-pound bag of potatoes, so I will take half of them over to him. That way, he can enjoy some of the stuff also. Huh, battery. Okay. Okay. So my other phone, it's down to 20%. Actually, this phone, I had it with me, and I didn't pay any attention to before I left, and it died. As I was sitting in the parking lot over the church, it, just, went completely dead. So after I got home, I plugged it in, and it's up to 8% right now. So because it was completely dead. So when I got home, I just plugged it in, and then I'll let it charge, and then later on I will unplug this phone and plug in my other phone, because it's down to 20% right now. So naturally, I'll just turn it off. That way, it won't even be draining the battery that much, right now. And then later on, I'll unplug this phone and plug that phone in to let it charge. Because I figure by the time I get ready to go to bed in like an hour and a half at 9 o'clock, I mean, this one will be like probably up to like 50% charge or whatever and stuff. And then I'll just plug the other one in and let it charge overnight. Oh, and I ordered two things off of the TikTok shop for you today. Hmm. Two things. I'm not going to tell you what it is until I get there in August. I'm not going to tell you everything that I'm buying, because I want some of the stuff to be a surprise. So I actually ordered it's the same thing, but I ordered two of them. And so, and I'm not done. There'll be more. I will be bringing all this stuff with me when I come in August, because you you deserve it, hon. You really, really do. Now, my gift is you. My gift, the gift that I want from you, is when I get down on one knee and ask you if you will marry me. When I put the finger on, the best gift I can get is when you say, yes, I will. That's, that's, that's the perfect gift. That's all I want, hon, is for you to say yes. If, because if I ask you, well, hon, let me put it this way. If I ask you and you say no, I'm on the next flight back home. That's how serious I am. And, because if you, I don't, I know you won't say it, but if for whatever reason you would say no, I wouldn't be there for the whole 10 days or whatever. I'd be getting on the flight that day. I may get there, and the next day, if you was to say no, I'll be heading straight to the airport. Yep. So, I'm not trying to give you an ultimatum, that you got to say yes or no either way, but I'm just letting you know that if you was to say no, that I would head straight to the airport and be on the next flight back to the States. But that's only if you say no. Do you understand what I'm saying? That if I get there and, obviously it won't be when I get there, probably like the next day or whatever, because, I want to ask you if you will marry me, but I want it to be something romantic. I don't want to just, yeah, I could do it right there in the airport, when everybody would see it, and clap and cheer and everything. But I want it to be as romantic for you as I can possibly make it. And what I'm saying is that if I ask you, and I'm not worried, that you would say this, but if you was to say no, I would be on the very next flight back to the States. I wouldn't stay. I mean, you're very, very important to me. And basically, if you was to say no, I wouldn't be able to handle it. Huh? You're going to say yes? Well, well, that's good for you, definitely. Because if you was to say no for whatever reason, but if I was to ask you and you were to say no or not right now or anything like that, I I would be on the next available flight back here. Mouse or a rat? Oh, okay. I'll keep quiet. Well, it's 25 to 8 in the morning here right now, so they should be up. You know, they should be up and gone to work or getting ready to go to work or whatever and stuff. Okay, I will just I will keep quiet. It's what? Yeah. asking? Okay, 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 hon. I will keep quiet. I will, I'll just, and actually, I don't know if you can see it on the, I don't know if you can see it on the camera or not, what I did to my phone. Can you, you, you're recording right now, right? Are you recording right now? Okay. Well, I didn't know whether you had saw what I did to my phone. Well, I will turn it so you can look at what I did. Yeah. Well, like I said, I will keep quiet and I will let you listen. So me, man, I love you. I really do. Oh yeah, yeah. I yeah. Because I'll be going to bed in an hour and 20 minutes. So yeah, I'm not eating anything else. I ate that one, the peanut butter and jelly, that croissant thing, and that's enough. That was more than enough sugar, so I don't need anything else. Now, actually, while I was sitting in my car, there there was a man and a woman that were coming around to each car as we were sitting in the heat, because it was 92 degrees when I drove over there today. And so they had she was carrying a bag, and they were offering everybody an ice cream bar if we wanted an ice cream bar because it was so hot. I said, yeah, I'll take one. So and they said, well, now make sure you eat it right now because of this heat. If you don't eat it, it's just going to melt all over the place. So I said, okay, I'll eat it. So I sat there in the car, and I got there at about, well, I left here at 4:15. I got there at about 20 minutes till 5. And then, so basically for, um, what, 30, 40, for 50 minutes, I just sat there in the hot weather waiting for them to start the program. Started at 5:30. You ready to go to sleep? Okay. you. And yep. What is the what for today? I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said. You asked me what something is for today. The topic? Oh, um, same as it is every day, that I love and miss you, and I love and miss you more and more every day. And you know, I look forward to our, to our video calls and our talks and sharing, but well, you don't have to worry about because I can't see anything because see this, I don't know if you can see this piece of paper. I have it taped on the bottom of my phone. That way that way half of your body's covered up. See? Look at my camera. No. Look at my camera you're recording. Look at your other phone. Look at your other phone that you're recording on. I have this piece of paper taped to the bottom of my phone. I'm trying to be respectful. Just trying to be respectful. Huh? May you see it? It's just a plain piece of paper. There's nothing on it. It's just a piece of tape on the paper, and I have it taped to the bottom of the phone. See? I'm just trying to be respectful. So, just it's just who I am. I just trying to be respectful. I mean, when I'm there, I'll see you, without anything on, just like you'll see me without anything on. But that's when I get there. We, I don't know what, I don't know why, but for some reason, it's like things have changed between us to a point. I mean, we still talk about how much we love and care for each other and miss each other, but we don't talk anymore like we used to. So I don't even bring anything up. We just don't talk like that anymore. I don't know why, but it just stops. I don't know, I have no idea why, but that's because we, I, you know, I don't see you take a bath anymore. You don't, you know, obviously you don't really, you know, see me taking a shower anymore. So it's like, that aspect of the way we were has changed. And I don't know what happened to make it change, but it has. So, I have no idea why. I just figure, well, if there's a reason, there's a reason. So, yes, yeah, we haven't. It's been what, anywhere between 3 weeks and a month since we have shared that. We just don't do it anymore. I don't know why, but we just don't. Not that I don't want you to see me, but you've never asked me if you could watch me, so I just assumed that there was a reason. So I just left it at that. So I have no idea why. Uh, I mean, and I don't see you. I don't see you when when you take a bath. You know, I haven't seen that. Huh? Well, I mean, that's up to you. I mean, I've already taken my shower this morning. I took my shower this morning before I went and gave plasma. So you were sleeping when then because you were sleeping and I took my shower and then I left, to go get plasma. Yeah, yeah. I haven't, you haven't seen me in a long time, and I haven't seen you outside, you know, because I never know when you're, outside, and if you're outside taking a bath or and it's just like, you know, you know, you take me to the CR with you and stuff, but I can't see anything. Used to be you took me during the daytime when it was daylight out, but you don't do that anymore either. So I just figured, oh well, there must be a reason. Yeah. Well, I miss, I miss, you know, yeah, I miss you when we're not video talking, video calls or, or, messaging each other or, whatever it is. I miss all that, but I miss the closeness that seems to have went by the wayside. And, I just figured, oh well, I mean, I'll see you in August, we'll see each other in August and we'll be taking a shower together and stuff. But we just I don't know why it just for some reason we just haven't done it in quite a while. So, but I figured, well, there must be a reason. So, and I don't question it. I don't want to say something that would upset you, or whatever and stuff. So I just, figured, oh well, When we do, we do. That's why I got this piece of paper on the bottom of my phone because I'm just trying to be respectful. Huh? Yeah. Well, it's just like when you were putting those pants on and stuff, I just turned away and stuff because, I'm just trying to be respectful. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's fine. Yeah, because you never know when someone's going to come and look in your room and stuff. You never know. They don't come and knock and say, "Can I ask you something?" or whatever and stuff. They just open it up and look in. They don't care what you're whether you're dressed, undressed, sleeping. It's like they don't care, huh? Yeah, and that's why I covered bottom part of my phone up. I just That's just the way I am, and that was it has nothing to do with just because it's you. It's just the way I am, and like I can take the paper off, and I think I can look straight at your face, and if you're not covered up, I can still see what's there without staring. Okay, yep, and then you'd have to say, no, my face is up here. You know, just the way I am, hon. It's just like when you when you you know go to sleep, or whatever and stuff. When we say good night and stuff, I don't even I don't even turn my other phone on. I just figure, well, whether you're got something on or whether you're not because it's extremely hot, you're just trying to go to sleep, without laying there, sweating and you know and you're trying to sleep, you know, and if you're laying there, you know, without anything on, you know, I don't, you know, I just don't turn the other phone on when we say good night for the night and stuff. I figure, I'll see you, the next morning or whatever. You what? Yeah. When you sleep, what about when you sleep? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You will, hon. I mean, it's not easy to try and teach you English like this. When we're, together, it'll be so much easier to work with you on English and stuff, because I'll be right there with you, and where it'll be easier to talk to you and to explain stuff, and like the the pronunciation of a certain word or phrases or whatever, and then I can tell you, okay, this is what this means, and stuff, so that you can, learn more. I'm going to work with you, hon. I won't just show up and say, well, you just say, you just speak the English, and that's the way that's where I'll leave it. No, I'll work with you to help you learn it, you know, more and more, get more, you know, to understand it and to be able to pronounce certain words. It's just like, I have no idea how to say anything in your language. I don't know anything. You know some English. You don't know as much like I do and stuff, but you know a little English, so you definitely have an advantage over me because I know absolutely not a single word of your language, but you know a lot words of my language. So you definitely have an advantage over me right now because you know some English that I know none of your language. So that's a big advantage for you, and I will work so that you get better, at it and stuff. Saying words, saying phrases, what what you're saying, what it means, and stuff. The explanation behind what I'm trying to teach you, and so so we'll work on it when I'm there. It'll be so much easier to work with you in person rather than like this. So yeah, oh yeah. I mean, we're face to face right now, but it's different than when I'm actually standing beside you or right in front of you talking to you, in person. It'll be so much different than, yeah, we see each other, right now we talk to each other, and, but when I'm there, it will be so much easier to explain things to you. And I think, and actually, I think, when you're saying something, there's a lot of times that, you know, I catch part of what you're saying, but I don't fully understand it. And it's because, you're limited, you know, you know, on what the meaning, what you're trying to say is. So you're not sure if you're saying it right. So, we'll work on all that, hon. We'll, we'll, we'll get through it. Yeah, yeah. Now, something else that I've already told you that I'm going to be getting is those translating, earbuds for us. I mean, because when I get them, there's an app that you will download on your phone. So we'll have our phones with us, with each of us will have our phones with us, like in our pocket or whatever and stuff. But we can put the earbuds in, and when I say something, it will translate in your ear to your language. And when you say something in your language, I will hear it in English. So, I mean, we'll have to have our phone with us, but we won't have to use our phone to talk to each other. We just have to download the app onto our phone so that we can use those earbuds. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'll learn it just like, I'll be teaching you more and more English, and you can work with me on your language. And it will be easier because to learn your language, it'll be easier in person than it is right now because you say something and I try, but I just can't comprehend it because, you know, certain words, there's the accent is, like stronger on this part of the word or softer on this part of the word or whatever and stuff. And I can't catch on to, you know, you've done it all your life. So just like I've done English all my life, you know, so, I speak English fine. You speak your language perfectly fine because that's all you've done, you know. Yeah, in the Philippines, there's two languages, your language and English. That's the primary languages in the Philippines. Can I speak what? I don't know a single word of your language. Even one syllable. You know, I don't know any of your language at all. No phrases like, hi, how are you? Or hi, how's your day going? Or hi, hon, I love you. I don't even know how to say anything like that in your language. And it's not easy for me to pick it up when you try and tell me right now. I, it's just, I can't, I just can't get it right. But when I'm doing it, when I'm there and standing right in front of you, it will be easier because you know, when you say something, I can hear it, and like, if you just say, the word, whatever your word is for love, there may be a certain part of that four-letter word that has a stronger accent than something else, and when I'm face to face with you, it will be easier to understand what you're saying, you know, and how to pronounce it the right way. I just can't catch on to it, on here. It's just, did you ever get rid of that bone that was in your throat? So it went down and stuff. So when you went and to the CR, you don't know what I don't know, don't know whether it came out or whatever and stuff, but See, I've got when I went when I went and got that stuff that over that food pantry, I got cans of green beans, cans of corn. Um, I got some more. I got some more tomato and chicken noodle soup. I just got all kinds of stuff. I got a half a gallon of milk that I will give it to Charlie tomorrow because I've got a half a gallon of the milk that I drink, the fat-free milk, and the milk that they gave me today was 2% milk. So I'll just give that to Charlie because all I drink is fat-free milk. So, and actually, since I had my, that gastric bypass back in 2013, that's all the milk that I've drank since. So, there's somebody in there. Well, you go over there, hold this phone up to the door, and I can yell at them. Hey, get the bleep, bleep, bleep out of there. They won't know who said it, so. Yeah, you can go take it over there and say, hey, come on, hurry up, I gotta go. I could say something like, well, I mean, come on, hurry up. I already tied it in a knot. Huh? Do what? Yeah. Actually, what I ordered today from the TikTok shop, it says it'll be here between July 1st and 3rd. So it'll be here later this week. Oh, shoot, hey, I belt. What? It's like it's like push, baby, push. Your phone keeps freezing. Yeah, it's okay now, but your phone froze, and it's like your arms were like, instead of you going up and down, your arms froze like this because the phone froze, and it's like then when it came back on, your arms were coming down because it had froze, as you were moving. But it's push, it's push, baby, push, push, push. It's like. It's like we could actually both go to the CR at the same time. You can be squatted, and then I can pee between your legs, so we can both go at the same time. Now, when I'm there, um, I want to I want to see you watch your. I'm going to see you drink your. Uh, oh, okay, okay, I'll shut up. Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah. It's in your room. That's right. Yeah. I forgot about that because I'm, you know, used to like when you're in your room, but you walked away and stuff, and I didn't even think about it. Okay, my bad. Let me get a piece of tape and put it across my mouth. I'll take this piece of paper and do what? Your husband? Who's your husband? I don't know him. Oh yeah, okay. Okay, hon. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Well, see, the clothes I'll be bringing, with me to give to you, they're secondhand because it'll be stuff that I've worn, so it'll be secondhand for you also. So yes, sweetheart, you look like you want to say something. Your face is what? Yeah. Nah, not at all. Perfect. Just like you. Perfect. You're welcome, sweetheart. Yes. Small. You know, when I went and gave plasma today, my weight was 230.4. So if I go below 230, because the high range of what you can get, which is like for me would be 50 and 80, so it's $130 a week, and that is anywhere between 230 and 499 pounds. So if I go down 1 pound, if I go down to like uh, instead of 330, 230, if I go down to 229, if my weight is 1 pound less, then I lose $2. So instead of $50 like today and then $80 for Friday, it would be $50 for my first visit and $78 for the second visit if I go below 230 pounds. And I was 230.4 today. So I just barely made it. So when I go Friday, you know, as long as I'm at 230 pounds, I'll get, the $80. But if it's 229 pounds, then I lose $2. Instead of $80 on Friday, it would be $78. So it's based, what you get paid is based on what your weight is. So that's why, I try and stay, now I've actually, since about the 12th of May, I have lost, um, so just, in about a month, in the past month, I've lost like between 15 and 20 pounds. Uh-huh. I mean, I still have my big belly, but, it's working more hours. Like yesterday, when I not yeah yesterday at work, yesterday Sunday at work, because I had my watch watch-like thing, that's, I keep in my pocket, that way it counts my steps, when I'm working and the calories I burn and stuff like that. And I, for the 6 hours I was there yesterday, from 7 in the morning, well, no, from 6 in the morning until noon, for that 6 hours, I put 17,800 and some odd steps in. So I had almost 18,000 steps. That was just inside the store. I mean, there was a little bit of outside. It's like when I walked from here up to my car, and then when I parked at work and walked from there into the store, that was probably 50 to 60 steps. So, but I put in over 17,000 steps just inside the store yesterday. So, so I usually get somewhere between 15 and 20,000 steps every day I work. And now I'm working more. It's like I was telling you earlier, I work from 7 to midnight your time tomorrow. And then Wednesday, I work from 6 in the morning to 2 in the afternoon. And then Thursday, I work from 7 to midnight your time. And then Saturday, I work from 7 in the morning or 7 at night your time to 2 in the morning your time. So, so I'm scheduled for 31 hours, which is, what I, figured because like yesterday, Sunday, I scrubbed and buffed the floors, and then I started in on produce. And tomorrow, I will. I'll probably just run a dust mop tomorrow, just just run a dust mop around to pick up, dust and dirt and stuff like that. But then Wednesday, I will run the dust mop, and then I will spot mop, wherever it needs to be mopped at throughout the store. Like if somebody, you know, squished, like somebody was getting a bag of grapes, and one of them fell on the floor, and then it got, stepped on and squished. You know, I'd clean something like that up. Nobody else will do it, but I wind up having to do it. So, on Monday, no, on Sunday, Wednesday, and Saturday, the first 2 hours that I'm at work, those 3 days, will be doing the floors. So that'll be 6 of the 31 hours. So it's 6 hours for the floors and then 25 hours uh, for produce. And that gives me my 31 hours for the week. So, and Amy, she was, Melanie asked her, she's the one that's in charge of payroll and stuff like that. So Melanie asked her, well, how many hours am I allowed to get and still be considered part-time? And she says, well, I would have to keep it under 34 hours for the week. So that's why I'm scheduled for 31 hours. So it's under the 34. And then, Saturday when I work, this coming Saturday, which is July 4th, Independence Day, for the hours that I'm working Saturday, because it's a holiday, I will get paid time and a half. So if I work if I work 6 hours, Saturday, I would get my $13 an hour, plus I would get half of that $13. So I would get paid time and a half for the hours I work. And then on top of that, I will get a bonus 4 hours because it's a holiday, and since I'm part time, I will get a bonus 4 hours added to my paycheck. So, and if I was full time and I worked on a holiday like Saturday the 4th, I would get paid an 8 hour bonus because it's a holiday. But since it's part time, I get 4 hour extra hours. and I will get paid time and a half for the hours I work Saturday. So that'll help my next paycheck because last week that ended on Saturday and this week that ends on Saturday is what I will get paid Friday of next week. So, because my paycheck, this last one I got last Friday was, um, I figured $669 is, some odd change, and I got $668. So I was only off by like $1 of, of what my actual deposit in the bank was. So, so I can use it, and then I figure it out. It's usually pretty close to, you know, what I actually get paid. What's the matter, hon? Yeah. Hon, I wish I could take care of you right now. I really, really do. And get you taken care of. Get your jaw fixed so it's not bothering you, and get your ears looked at. To clean them out and everything. Make just to get everything fixed on you. If there's whatever the problem is, I wish I could get it done right now. You look like a fish out of water when you do that. And just any fish that's out of water and their lips, they're moving and stuff, and they're flopping around, and stuff because they're out of the water. So they're just like, yeah. Well, are you going to do that when I'm there? I'm just, if you do, I'm just going to have to reach over there and just put a big old kiss right on you. And when I get ready to kiss you, I'll take my hand and I'll put them on your face and go, and then I'll reach in and I'll kiss you with your lips all puckered up. you know, you've probably never seen the movie or heard of him and stuff, but you know who Jim Carrey is, the comedian? Well, he did a movie. It was called The Grinch. He played, a part of the Grinch. And, because there's a movie, well, there's a show that was called How the Grinch Stole Christmas. And the Grinch went into this little town called Whoville, and took all the presents and all the ornaments off of the Christmas tree. He was being a Grinch. It's a cartoon, but then Jim Carrey made a movie and he played the part of the Grinch in the movie and stuff. And there was a lady when I went and gave plasma. There was a lady, in one of the other, seat like things, giving the plasma. She was, had her phone in her hand. And now, like when I go, I just keep my phone in my pocket. I just put my phone in my pocket. And, this arm stretched out, with it, the needle in me, and I just take my other hand and just lay it on my belly and just lay there and look around and stuff. But everybody else, it's like they got to be on their phone. And it's like mine just stays in my pocket. I turn the volume down. I go into the settings, in the sound. I turn everything off. You know, the ringtones, the notifications, the alarm. I mute everything. That way it doesn't, if it would happen to ring, you know, while I'm in there, it's not going to bother anybody. And like I said, I just keep it in my pants pocket anyway when I'm there donating, plasma. But there was a lady. She was in, sort of across from where I was, but like two beds down. So and she was laying there in the bed thing. She was on her phone and stuff. And the way her face, when she was, her chin and stuff was like, down close to her chest area, and she looked like Jim Carrey from The Grinch, from that movie. She looked just like the character that Jim Carrey played in the movie The Grinch, and had so bad. Yeah, I wanted to say something. They go, nah, I'm not going to say anything. Now, see, and I got online the other day in my TV, because on the third of the month, I had the money come out of my checking account to pay for the next month. Well, I canceled it, the other day and stuff. So I can still watch everything because it's paid up through the third, which is Friday, and then after that, then I just whatever I can watch on TV, which is free. I'll be watching stuff on TV. Because I get a lot of free channels. So I'll watch a lot of that one channel I was showing you about, that LGBTQ or whatever it is and stuff. Where they have um, transsexual, gay, lesbian, bisexual. They have all this different stuff. So I can just sit here and you know watch that stuff on TV, and I can just sit here in my chair and watch it, and you can figure out the rest without me having to say anything. So because I know you're recording, so I don't want to say anything, so I shouldn't. So, but you can figure it out, and I'm not going to say anything about that because well, no, I'm talking about what you're doing right now. I'm not going to say a word, even though I'm looking at your face. I can still see it. I can still, see what you're doing. And even though I'm looking directly at your face, I can still see it. It's just like look, my picture is in the upper right hand corner. You see, I can move it from there to the left hand corner. I can move it, down to the bottom right hand corner, or whatever. So I just have it in the upper right hand corner and stuff. So, but even though I'm looking directly at your face, I can see what you were doing, and I can see my picture up here in the right hand corner. Yes. Okay. Well, I'm going to bed in 25 minutes, so it's 25 till 9. So I mean, that's fine if you want to go take a bath and stuff. But I just let you know that I don't know if you'll be completely done or not. But you know, I will. I will watch you until 9 o'clock. But I figured, well, I'm gonna. Pardon? Huh? Well, I'm gonna plug my other phone in because it's down to 11% now. So, and the one I'm talking to you on is up to 20% right now. So I will unplug it and plug in my other phone, for a little bit and let it charge up, let it be charging and stuff. And, okay, hon. And hon, once you're here, that'll be so nice. Like Wednesday, I'll take my trash bag over there and I would just set it outside, and then maintenance will pick them up Wednesday morning and throw it in the dumpster. So, and if I forget to set it out Wednesday, then what I do is I will take it with me when I go to work Thursday morning, and I will, as I'm going up the road, I will just go behind work and throw it in our dumpster if I forget to put it out here on Wednesday. So, are you are, are you are you still recording? Is your phone still recording? No, I mean if it is, that's fine. I just didn't know whether I know you had left your room, and I didn't know whether you had was recording yet or not. Hi, I'm waving at you. An hour and 18 minutes so far, huh? Boy, you're going to have some long videos to post. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, hon. Now, would you what? So you're not going to take a bath right now. So that's fine. I just didn't know because I know you had walked outside to do it, and then now you're back in your room. So I didn't know whether you were or not. So, huh? Okay, hon. Well, you enjoy it, and I know you said you was going to do some laundry later on. And when I'm there, hon, I will make sure that you have more than one towel. So, well, no, when I'm there, I will make sure that you have you know more than one because you've only got one right now. So now let me ask you this: when I go to when I get go to bed here in approximately 17, 18 minutes, are you still going to be recording, or are you going to stop